Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel once again. I'm Tony, and today I'm gonna be doing my impressions on the Bolivar Cofradi number 654 Toro size. Now for the specs, we have Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, the binder is Connecticut broadleaf, and we have fillers from Honduras and also Nicaragua. We have 6 inches in length, and the ring gauge is 54. So you already know the drill. I'm gonna light this up, give you my impressions on each third, and yap a little bit along the way. Nice fat Toro right here. Good draw. So if you have seen any of my previous cigar-related videos, you already know I don't like to talk too much on the first 5 to 10 minutes because I like to give some time to the cigar to wake up. But I do have to say that I'm expecting medium plus to full flavor and also strength. So I'm gonna start smoking this and I'll let you know my impressions regarding the first third. Actually, let me yap a little bit. Of course, this is not the Cuban Bolivar. On my main channel where I first posted cigar-related videos, I smoked the very famous Bolivar Belicoso Fino. That piece of crap was so plugged, my face was hurting. So horrible construction, and it may be because of the plugged draw, but the flavor profile that I got out of that was not really my cup of tea. And it's a Cuban, so far that has been one of the most expensive cigars that I smoked, but never again. And actually this blend in this precise Vitola is one of the very first blends that I tried when I was first starting my smoking journey. It's been so long since then, but I remember I liked it. So hopefully this will be the case once again. I'm gonna start smoking this and I'll let you know my impressions regarding the first third. Alright, so we're gonna call this the end of the first third. And I want to start off by saying that flavor and strength are medium. Regarding the flavors though, 2 main tones, black pepper and dry earth. And then in second place we have some unsweetened cocoa powder. All of those flavors in both my retrohale and also my palate. So far this tastes very generic, but so far I don't hate it. Now pairings that I would suggest this beautiful cigar with. I could go either way with rum or bourbon. However, if you're gonna pair this with some alcohol, just try to make sure that the liquor in question that you choose is not so overpowering in your palate. Because as I said, this is not full-bodied, at least not yet. But also remember, black coffee or an espresso are 2 options that you can never go wrong with. And we have fairly decent smoke output. So I'm gonna keep puffing this down and I'll let you know my impressions regarding the second third. Alright, so we're gonna call this the end of the second third. Did something change? Not really. All the flavors that I've told you so far are still there. They just changed the proportions on how I taste them. The main tone now is the unsweetened cocoa powder. Second place, we have the dry earth. And third place, we have that black pepper, which has really subdued. And that's it as far as the flavors go. Flavor and strength still medium. And we still have fairly decent smoke output. Now, before we go any further, I'm going to proceed with the traditional band removal before it starts burning. I'll put it close to the mic to see if it's satisfying or not. Nope, mission impossible. But here we have this very nice looking and very elegant looking Bolivar band. Now I'm going to keep puffing this down and I'll let you know my impressions regarding the final third. Alright, so we're going to call this the end of the final third. Did something change? No, this didn't change at all in this final third. So the unsweetened cocoa powder still the main tone, dry earth second place, and black pepper third place. And that's it as far as the flavors go. So pretty unidimensional. Still have fairly decent smoke output, flavor and strength are medium plus now. So as I said previously, this was one of my first blends that I had when I first started my smoking journey. I remember back in the day I really enjoyed it, but now sadly, not so much. This was definitely not my cup of tea. I've stated many times that I don't like earthy cigars, with some exceptions, but sadly, this was not the case. So if you like earthy cigars with a little bit of black pepper and also unsweetened cocoa powder, great choice, especially for the price. As I always say, you can smoke whatever you want, whenever you want, but this would be a great after lunch or as an after dinner cigar. And of course, this blend is something that I would not recommend to someone that is starting off smoking cigars. However, this would be a great transition cigar. So if you just started off smoking cigars and you had a bunch of Connecticut's and you want to try something bolder without the blend being too overpowering, great choice. So just bear in mind, fairly unidimensional flavor profile driven by a lot of earth. Construction, so I had to touch this up 3 times. Now I'm gonna smoke this to the nub and And that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it this far, I really hope you found this video useful. So, thank you so much. Tack så mycket. Merci beaucoup. Muito obrigado. Dankeschön. Muchas gracias. Spasiba. Kiitos. Grazie mille. Arigatou gozaimasu. See you in the next video.